Yes, I did. Thank you.
Oh, you love it.
I get the feeling, so the guy that I'm talking
How come
to,
this
not
one's
him, his girlfriend is, so I went to county records to look and see who owns it. It shows that she owns it, and as of February
Oh,
this
okay.
year. But who knows when that showed up? I don't have any idea. So I'm really.
Order the Moore City Council meeting for September 3rd, 2024. Would you call the roll, please?
Kathy Griffith. Melissa Hunt.
Here.
Louis Williams.
Here.
Adam Webb. Rob Clark.
Here.
Mark Ham.
Here. Would you stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item 2 is our consent docket.
Make a motion to approve the consent docket items A through C.
Second.
We've had a motion and a second. Would you call the vote?
Melissa Hunt,
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Rob Clark,
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes. Item carries. Item 3 is consider authorizing the police department to purchase one budgeted Trimble X7 3D forensic laser scanning system with associated software and training packages from Altera Central in the amount of $45,629.50 after the trade-in of the existing Faro X330 scanner and accessories, serial number LLS 0716088825 as the lowest quote.
Mayor and Council, this is a 3D forensic scanner that's used to reconstruct crime scenes, shootings, field scenes, and most specifically, fatality accidents. Has a variety of uses indoor and outdoor. It is a budgeted item, and it replaces our current Faro system, which is just end of life. They don't support the software or the hardware for the Faro system anymore. The Trimble scanner is the similar scanner that our partner agencies around us are transitioning to as well. We'd recommend approval.
Motion to approve. Second.
Okay, motion and a second. You can call the vote.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Rob Clark,
Yes.
Melissa Hunt,
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes, item carries. Item 4 is consider authorizing staff to solicit requests for proposal regarding the design, concept renderings, and program of a joint public safety training center.
Mayor and Council, again, I'd ask Chief Herbster to step up here with me, since he looks so good tonight in uniform. We've previously discussed in other sessions training and the importance of high-quality training for first responders, for police and fire, and in the service to our community. Tonight, we're asking Council's permission to begin seeking a request for proposal for an architect to look at what the future holds for our training needs for the police and the fire department. The police department is growing, our community is growing, and the challenges that our police officers are facing are becoming more complex. We've always delivered exceptional service as a police department to our citizens here and more, and our citizens deserve and demand a high level of service when they call for help. We strive each and every day to walk side by side. That's a philosophy of ours, side-by-side policing. We walk side by side with our community to forge strong partnerships and apply solutions to problems. The Impact Center has been a great asset and contribution to our training and a step forward for the police officers in our community. However, we still have needs. Those needs specifically revolve around the ability to exercise what we classify as high liability, low frequency actions on the part of police officers. These are things like armed encounters. The more police officers were engaged in over 200 uses of forces last calendar year. And with that, they need to be able to shoot their firearms and the ability to practice on a firing range. We still have the need to practice our driving. Several times a year, we utilize a technique called the tactical vehicle intervention that stops pursuits. We don't like vehicle pursuits, and so we try to either terminate those pursuits or stop them. When I say terminate, I don't mean like terminate violently. I mean like we just pull off and don't chase anymore. Or we perform some technique or maneuver to stop the chase, because we know every minute that it goes on, every intersection they go through is heightened danger to our community. But sometimes there's just bad people that we have to get off the streets. And so we practice and deploy a technique called the tactical vehicle intervention. And this is where at high speeds we are actually a controlled crash touching two cars together. Takes a lot of practice, takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of technique and skill to get down. So that's something that we need the ability to practice on over and over again to maintain and reinforce those skills. These are just a few of the things that we need to talk about and enhance with our training capability. And we're making this request so that we can see what the needs are for us in the future from a training standpoint. With the lack of rural areas, currently we struggle to find places to shoot and exercise with our firearms and handguns. And we know that using force and pointing guns at our citizens is something that's very high liability and something we take very seriously. And every bit of time, every bit of effort, and every bit of money that we put towards training has a dual effect. The first effect is it raises the quality of service that our citizens get from their police officers. It raises the professionalism and the ability to go out and make a better community, but it also reduces liability. Because it reduces liability because it's been shown that the higher the training and higher the equipment, the lower the uses of force. And so that's what we strive for. We want a very professional, highly trained officer that's confident in what they're doing, confident when they have to use force and only use force, not because they're scared, not because they're out of control, but because it's absolutely necessary and it's reasonable to the force that they're getting back at them or to protect the community. And so with that being said, as we grow into the future, the officers we realize will face more and more complex situations, a higher demand. Our community is growing, which is a great thing. Our police department is growing as well. And we're doing everything we can to prepare not only our officers, but our community for success. And with that, I'll turn the comments over to Chief Herbster for a little bit.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. You know, when I grew up here in Moore, and even after I started my career, Moore was a bedroom community. We had a bunch of 1,000-square-foot homes. We had a couple two-story apartment complexes and some strip shopping centers. Now we're a striving metropolis. We have large houses, we have large shopping centers, retail stores, and we have massive apartment complexes. But as our cities continue to grow and the departments have grown, so have our expectations and our standards of service for the police and fire department. And if we expect a lot out of our people, we have to equip them with the knowledge and skills they need to be successful at their jobs. So when I went into the fire administration in 2012, since then we've hired 52 out of 84 people that we currently have, and 40 of those since 2018. And a lot of those have promoted to officers. So we're a very young department from the top down. Our call volume continues to increase. And with that, it magnifies the need to educate our people and give them the ability to make the right decisions to keep themselves safety and also for the citizens. So I can't emphasize enough the importance of training that replicates the emergency calls that we actually run on. Live fire training is essential for the safety of our crews and our community. So I want to leave you with a few fun facts. ISO, which you're all familiar with ISO, so their requirements for firefighter training every year, they require 18 hours of live fire training at a training tower, which we currently don't have, 192 hours of company training, 16 hours of officer training, 6 hours of hazmat training, which we do 8 to 24 hours annually, just depending on the certification of our individuals, 60 hours of new driver training, and we do a minimum of 92 hours and 12 for existing drivers. Kind of along with what Chief Gibson said about driving and a place to safely drive, a lot of the young people we hire today haven't driven anything bigger than a Honda. So we need a place that they can safely drive and learn without causing damage to other people's property. So it's imperative that we have facilities to accommodate our training needs and allow us to provide the best level of service we can to our community. And I can't express enough how much the police and fire department appreciates what y'all do for our community and your support for public safety.
With that, we would request approval. Of course, we always stand ready to be accountable to you and our citizens, so we'd also entertain any questions that you would have of us.
Mayor and Council, just to add on to what the chiefs have said, I envision this process following previous processes for the RFPs we've put out in the past for instance, the library or other projects, to where we've gotten proposals, we've had people come in, we've interviewed, and then of course we invite council to attend these meetings, then we come back to council with a recommendation. So recommend approval.
And hopefully it can be a local architect.
Make a motion, we approve.
Second.
Okay. Had a motion and a second. No other questions? Would you call the vote?
Rob Clark,
Yes.
Melissa Hunt,
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes. Item carries. Thank you
Thanks,
both.
gentlemen.
Thank you.
Item 5 is consider approval of an agreement with Norman Regional Hospital Authority doing business as MSTAT for the City of Moore to provide dispatching services for emergency medical calls.
Mayor and council, as you know, a few years ago, we took over dispatch services for MSTAT in our community. This is just a standard yearly updating of the contract. It's routine in nature, nothing significant has changed, only numbers being adjusted.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
We've got a motion and a second. You can call the vote.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Rob Clark.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes, item carries. Thank you. And item 6 is consider one-year renewal of a contract with Next Tech for Miranda Family Lights in the amount of $22,200 for the design and implementation of the seasonal Christmas light show at the station in Central Park.
Mayor and council, this item is the contract for developing the annual seasonal design at the station. Songs and designs are changed each year, but we use the digital equipment that we own. Recommend approval.
Any questions?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Would you call the vote, please?
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Rob Clark.
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes. Item passes. Item 7 is consider approval of amendment number 3 to the agreement with C.H. Guernsey and Company for additional design services for the Southwest 34th Street widening and reconstruction project from I-35 to Broadway and north to Willow Pine in the amount of $47,802.
Mayor and council, on the, as we go forward and complete the design for the Southwest 34th Street from Little River to just east of Eastern, there is an existing 72-inch water line that's been in service for over 40 years, and a 48-inch pipe that's been in service for 15 years that are owned and operated by the city of Oklahoma City. The 72-inch pipeline is a concern, as there have been several repairs required over the years by Oklahoma City with that pipeline. This particular area of the pipeline has not had repairs, so the request was made that we do a proposal, receive a proposal to go ahead and analyze the impact of additional weight from widening the road to determine the capacity of the pipe and the pressure that it'll hold, and the impact of post-construction and prior to construction, and what we can do to perhaps rectify any problems that may be encountered, or be able to determine some type of design such that it'll protect the pipelines. I do know that we just last week we went ahead and did some potholing of the 72-inch, and the 72-inch is just outside the easement, or it's right at the easement, edge of the easement for the majority of the way. But once it gets east of Eastern, it kind of curves back towards the road, the existing road, as does the 48. The 48 is actually under the road between Eastern and Broadway. And so, but that is very deep. The 48 is very deep. I don't see any problems with that. Plus, it's only 15 years old and does have very good material. But the purpose of the study is really to take a look at the 72-inch. The last thing we would want to do is build a new road and then have something happen with a 72-inch water line.
So would we have to coordinate with Oklahoma City if something has to be done?
Yes.
Okay.
And at this point, you know, from my perspective, it would be recommended that Oklahoma City be responsible to pay for the improvements if there are any that are required.
Okay.
Don't know of them.
Okay.
We'd recommend approval of the amendment number 3 to move forward with that study.
So, and the 47,800 is all about that pipe?
Yes,
And the
it's
study.
100%, yeah,
Okay.
it's 100% for the study of the pipeline.
Okay, make a motion to approve.
Second.
We've got a motion and a second. Would you call the vote?
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Rob Clark.
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes. Item carries. Item 8, consider approval of an agreement with the State of Oklahoma and the State Opioid Abatement Board to receive annual payments under the Distributors Settlement Agreement.
Mayor and council, this is the state lawsuit that was filed a number of years ago for the opioid problems. And so a settlement was reached. As part of that settlement, the legislature had to appropriate monies to be distributed to those that participated in the state lawsuit. They have now done that, and so this is just a requirement for us to receive our share of the opioid money on an ongoing basis. Recommend approval.
Just briefly, have we decided what we'll do with our?
Not yet. We were not sure when we were ever going to get any money, so now that this has gone forward, then we'll put together a plan and bring it to council.
Okay.
I say it looks like it lists kind of some things that it can be used for. Is that
Yes.
correct in there? Yeah.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All right, we've had a motion and a second. You can call the vote.
Rob Clark,
Yes.
Melissa Hunt,
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes, item carries. Item 9 is consider approval of a utility relocation agreement in amount not to exceed $29,271.84 with Oklahoma Gas Gathering LLC for the relocation of 2 casing vents for 6-inch gas line crossing Telephone Road at Southwest 27th Street for construction and maintenance of Telephone Road at Southwest 19th Street to Southwest 34th Street project.
I know it's hard to believe, but we have encountered another Oklahoma gas gathering line, so. It is located, it crosses, as it says in the title, it crosses Telephone Road from the east side to the west side, just west, or just south of Costco on 27th Street there, and goes back to that old refinery that's further back to the west.
Okay.
And the positive about this is that we don't have to do the encasement, expand the encasement. We just need to go ahead and move the air vents that are on the existing encasement.
So the air vents are close to telephone?
The air vents, there's one on each side.
One on each side.
And what the air vents do are attached to the casing that goes underneath
Right. Just lets
Telephone Road. Any
excess
gas.
evacuate, yeah.
Yeah.
Make a motion to approve?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Will you call the vote?
Rob Clark,
Yes.
Melissa Hunt,
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes, item passes. Item 10 is consider approval of resolution number 9524, correcting resolution number 8724, programming the reconstruction of South Sunny Lane Bridge located at Southeast 34th Street and north of Moore City limits as Surface Transportation Program Urbanized Area Project.
Mayor and council, this resolution is correcting a previous one that was approved at the last meeting. There was an incorrect amount on the total grant fund that was on that resolution. The correct amount for this project, which is the reconstruction of the bridge on South Sunny Lane, is $2,973,110. So the city would be responsible for 20% of that, while the federal government would reimburse us at 80%. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. The project itself has not changed. It's really just the amount. I was off about $900,000.
So is this through ACOG or is this a federal?
Yes, this is through ACOG, and ACOG distributes the federal funding.
Okay,
yes.
all right, very good, all right. Motion to approve?
Second.
Would you call the vote, please?
Melissa Hunt,
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Rob Clark,
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes. Item carries. Thank you. At this time, we're going to recess the city council meeting and convene the Moore Public Works Authority meeting. Item 11 is the consent docket.
Make a motion to approve item 11, sub A and B.
Second.
We have had a motion and a second. You can call the vote.
Melissa Hunt,
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Rob Clark,
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes. Item 12, consider approval of a budgeted purchase of a 1,404.95 gallon sanitation polycarts from Sierra Container Group at a total cost of $85,528.60 as the lowest responsible quote.
Mayor and Council, this is to purchase 2 loads. Each load is 702, so that is why the number 1404 of polycarts. And this is due to new accounts, increased in new accounts, and people requesting additional carts, and also to replace old ones. We have a lot of old carts in the system, which have become so brittle, so when the trucks pick them up, either we are crashing them, they are cracking, and all that. So this will help us to replace those. And the reason we went with this manufacturer is because they use virgin resin, no recycled material in that. So this should last longer for us.
So how long will it take us to get these?
A couple of months.
Couple of weeks? Oh, wow. Finally getting back to normal delivery. Very nice. Motion to approve.
Second.
Call the vote, please.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Rob Clark.
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes. Item passes. We'll recess the Moore Public Works Authority meeting and convene the Moore Risk Management meeting. Item 13 is the consent docket.
Make a motion to approve consent docket A, B.
Second?
And you call the vote?
Rob Clark.
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes. Item carries. We will now recess the Moore Risk Management meeting and reconvene the City Council meeting. All members that were here are still present. Item 14 is new business. Item A, nobody has signed up. Is there anybody here that would like to speak? Citizens Forum? Item B is items from City Council trustees. Anybody? And item C would be the city manager.
Mayor and Council would like to congratulate Jason Blair for his win in House District 53, which contains the city of Moore. Look forward to working with him in a new capacity. And also would like to thank Representative Mark McBride for what he's done over the last 12 years. A lot of times in the legislature, you're scored by how many bills you get passed and things like that. One thing that doesn't make the stat sheet, though, is how many bills that negatively impact your community you're able to derail. And so leaned on Representative McBride several times over the last few years, and he came through like a champion for the city of Moore, so I want to thank him for that. On our big trash pickup, we are still 1 week out, and I think with the rare exception over the last 3 years, we've been at 1 week out. So congratulations to Tony and his staff. And then an update from the Moore Urban Renewal Authority. I think most of you already know this, but we were able to reach a settlement agreement with Mike Gallier for the improved properties on Cleveland Heights. So we've done that. The residents there will have 6 months until the end of February to move out. They have relocation packages available to them when they're ready for them. There's only one more improved structure there in Cleveland Heights that we're in the process of trying to acquire. The Urban Renewal Authority owns roughly 75%, so we're making good progress. That's all I have.
All right, thank you. And I would just also like to mention, we did have a member of our Parks Board, Mr. Eddie Vickers, pass away. He had served on there for I think since 93 or 94, a long time, and we appreciate him and his service to the city of Moore and to our Parks Department. And really, if you serve on the council or any of our boards or commissions, those are positions that we all do because we love our city and want to be a part of the leadership, and so appreciate his commitment all of those years, and we express our sympathies to him and his family. Item 15 is executive session. Section 307, Title 25, Oklahoma statutes permit public body to meet in executive session for certain specified reasons under certain specified conditions. It's the opinion of the city attorney that the city council may consider and adopt a motion to meet in executive session to discuss the following items. Item A, discuss, consider, and if deemed appropriate, consider taking possible action regarding pending case number CJ 2023-119, filed in Cleveland County by Teresa Manning against the City of Moore, and authorization for legal counsel and staff to take action as necessary and appropriate in the interest of the City of Moore, as authorized by 25 Oklahoma Statute 307B4. Item B, discuss, consider, and if deemed appropriate, consider taking possible action regarding pending case number CJ 2023-361, filed in Cleveland County by Kimberly Gilland against the City of Moore, and authorization for legal counsel and staff to take action as necessary and appropriate in the interest of the City of Moore, as authorized by 25 Oklahoma Statute 307B4. And item C, accept, discuss, and consider submitted applications, and, if deemed appropriate, consider taking possible action to appoint a selected applicant to fill the vacant Ward 3 seat on the City Council as authorized by 25 Oklahoma Statute 307B1.
Make a motion, we convene to executive session?
Second?
We've had a motion and a second. Call a vote.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Rob Clark.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes. All right. We'll be in executive session. Thank you.
Are we still on TV on doing the happy dance? No. Okay, good. You
Okay, item E is reconvened from executive session. All members that were present are still present. Item F is action on item A.
I make a motion that we proceed as directed.
Second?
A motion and a second on item A. Would you call the vote?
Melissa Hunt,
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Rob Clark,
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes. Item B.
Make a motion to proceed as directed.
Second.
Will you call the vote?
Adam Webb, Louis Williams. Rob Clark,
Yes.
Melissa Hunt,
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes. And item C.
Make a motion to proceed as directed.
Second?
Louis Williams,
Yes.
Rob Clark,
Yes.
Melissa Hunt,
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes. And finally, item 16 is adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
You call the vote?
Melissa Hunt,
Yes.
Louis Williams,
Yes.
Rob Clark,
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes. We're adjourned. Thanks.
Thanks, everybody.